What is going on, guys? Sam the Raid Man coming back at you today with another video. Today we're going to be continuing our series of testing every unkillable clan boss team on the Deadwood Jedi website. We are trying to work hard to finish up testing all of the ninja compositions. So when you go to Deadwood Jedi's website, you click on Unkillable and search for ninja. It's going to pop up with all these ninja teams, and then it's going to move down here, which these are ninja viable teams. So these are teams that are not built around ninja, but you can run ninja with. And I've decided that I'm only going to test the ones like these that include ninja in the name and that are built around ninja. My reasoning for this is I want to show off other champions, and you cannot get ninja anymore, which is a major shame. And I'm hoping that Plarium will make him pullable by shards. I think that's really the only fair thing to do. But we're going to continue testing the rest of these moving forward. We'll just test them with normal champions that are either attainable now or pullable from shards. So we tested the Budget Maneater Unkillable and the Ninja Helicath version 2. Both of these teams are almost the exact same as the Ninja Helicath version 2. So we're not going to test those. I've decided that moving forward, we're only going to test the best version. So that, for example, there's a slow double Maneater team and an easy double Maneater team. We're going to go with the easy double Maneater team because it's just the same team, just better. So we're only going to test the better versions of those teams. Let's see. The one we are testing today is the Ninja Cat Eater. And this team is a unkillable team utilizing Ninja, along with Helicath and Maneater to stay unkillable and affinity friendly. It says 2-key Ultra Nightmare, difficulty moderate, with a 1-key Ultra Nightmare potential with meta champions and good gear. Going over the basis of the team, Maneater needs to be 255 exactly. Seeker needs to be 218 exactly. Ninja can be anywhere between 192 and 204. And Helicath needs to be 192 exactly. And the DPS champion can be anybody. That needs to be 179 exactly. So there's not a lot of wiggle room here. One really cool thing about this team is it brings its own increased attack, which boosts Seeker's damage, Maneater's damage, and Ninja's damage, as well as a DPS champion, assuming you bring in an attack-based damage dealer. Another cool thing is this is one of the few teams that these required champions actually bring in the 3 damage things you really want: decrease defense, weaken, and increase attack. Ninja does weaken on his A, or decrease defense on his A1. Helicath does weaken on his A1. So you can just bring in a Poisoner here. You can bring in a Frozen Banshee, an Aethar, a Nethril, a Nishak Vermin Lord, although you'd have to turn off his ability that gains him an extra turn. Or you could definitely bring in another champion that brings in decreased defense as well, like that Fane, like a Venus, because Ninja's is just not super reliable with it being on the A1 and him having 2 other active abilities. So the champion we actually went with is, let me go ahead and close this out for my spider runs. Trying to get my silver back. Spent a lot of silver building this team. Let's go over the champion builds. I have Ninja here. He actually could be, this piece could be rolled up, but we have him built 7,000 attack, 203 speed. We're over on crit rate, and we have 259% crit damage. We're a little low on accuracy, but that's okay. I did have to switch him to damage masteries because he has Cycle of Magic. And Ninja is very difficult to speed to. He does not work against Force Affinity because when he crits on his A1, he gains Turn Meter. So in the Deadwood Jedi calculator, they assume that he's going to crit, and you cannot make that assumption on Force Affinity. So on Force Affinity, this team will not work, and you would just have to test out a different damage dealer. But decreased defense on A1. We have him with a Brimstone Blessing. That definitely helps. And we did bring him in War Master, which helps his damage a lot. The other champion I went with a DPS slot is Venus, like I mentioned. I've never used her in Clan Boss, so this was my debut with her. Ever built for damage, 4,700 attack, 179 speed, 100% crit rate, 258 crit damage, 234 accuracy with War Master. She does poisons on the A1, decrease defense and weaken, and HP burn. I turned off the HP burn. Ninja's got it on lock, and I want more poisons from her. And then we have Helicath, who is hiding from me. There he is. Helicath just built for damage. I didn't even build him with accuracy because we have our Venus. So he's built with 6,300 defense, 192 speed, 100% crit rate, 235 crit damage, and he hits really hard, plus he gets a free counterattack every now and then. The last 2 champions we have is Maneater. This is the one I have built. 3,900 attack, 104 crit rate, 205 crit damage, 255 speed, with War Master and a 2-star Phantom Touch. Lastly, we have our Seeker, who's also built for damage, 218 speed, 4500 attack, 100% crit rate, 270% crit damage. Let me go ahead and show you the results. I'm really happy with this team. I think the results are pretty phenomenal. We ended up doing 88.61 million damage. Now, I will say this was against Spirit Affinity. Like I said, Force does not work. On Magic, we wouldn't do as much damage because Helicath would be weak. I still think we get the easy 1 key, just not quite 88. Helicath doing 12.3 is respectable. Ninja doing 36, almost 37 million is pretty amazing. Venus does 13.5 million. It's not crazy. I think had we built Ninja and Helicath with more accuracy, we could have put in like a Frozen Banshee, maybe even like a Bad L or a Nethril. I think they would do very similar damage. I don't think this is crazy. Maneater did 11.5 and Seeker did 14 million. I think that's really respectable for Seeker. So I was really happy with this. Easy 1 key. If I'm thinking about rating this team on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, I don't think we'll see any 1s. All the Unkillable teams I think are pretty good. So 5 is really probably the minimum I would rate them. I probably put this like at 8.5, 8.5. 1 key possible. Pretty easy 2 key. And some of the things that give this team a boon is the flexibility with the DPS slot. Not needing decreased defense and weaken on that slot or increased attack helps us a lot. Ninja was a login champ if you played in the game long enough, so he's more accessible. Helicath was a fusion, so he's more accessible. So realistically, for shards, you only need to pull Seeker and Maneater. I know that's some people are like, only. I don't have either of those champions, and that is unfortunate. But that's a lot easier than some of the teams that are Fushan, Demitha, Deacon, Seeker, so on and so forth. I mean, there are a lot of teams that need particular champions. And I think this one is on the lower end of requirements. Things that knock it down, it's not full auto. It sinks after turn count 3, which is not bad, but I prefer full auto. Obviously, that's going to be crucial in getting to that 10, which we'll see very few times as we test these teams. Other things that knock it, like I said, does not work on Force. So you have to just build another champion to do that what Ninja's doing, and they're not going to do as good damage. I ran into some difficulties testing because, like I said, it was spirits. We have neutral, weak, neutral, neutral, weak as far as the clan boss goes. So when he's choosing his stun target, he went to Maneater, and on the first stun, there's not protection from that stun. There will be after from moving on, but on that first stun, Maneater took it, and so I had to rebuild him and redo his masteries and redo Ninja's masteries, and it's a little bit annoying. So that's probably where I knock off another 0.5. But I think 8.5 is a really good rating. I think this team is really good. I like the synergy of it a lot. Potentially some of the other Helicath teams are better that we can test. But 88.61 million is a lot of damage, guys. I mean, realistically, that's a ton. You're crushing the Demon Lords. You're getting your great rewards. This team, let me double check, but I do believe this team works on Nightmare as well and maybe even Brutal. Yep, Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, and Brutal, which is pretty cool. It's got all the setups here. As always, I will link this description below. That being said, this is the last of the Ninja Unkillable teams that we're going to test out. We're going to continue testing out the rest of the Unkillable teams. Still waiting for another Painkeeper, so I'm just going to do the ones that I can. Also, let me know if you guys are enjoying this content. First of all, please subscribe to the channel. We're working really hard to try and get to that 1,000 subscribers and join the RAID Content Creator Program. The support you guys have given me has been phenomenal and just really, really encouraging. As always, please leave a like on the video. That helps push it out there, and I can help more people. I will say this team, another thing too, is a little tricky because it's exact speeds. And if you're just playing on your phone or mobile like a lot of people do, it's hard to get those exact speeds. And you really need to use either the Hell Hades Artifact Optimizer and or the Deadwood Jedi Speed Calculator. And that is difficult. That being said, if you're struggling to make your Unkillable team work, or you haven't been able to build an Unkillable team and you need someone else to do it for you, I'm happy to do that. You can go to my website, samtheraidman.com. Let me pull that up really quick. And you can just fill out the form on here. It'll send me a request. I'm working really hard to get back in a timely manner as fast as possible. And I'm also working really hard to keep my prices as low as possible. If you look at the prices for these types of takeovers by the other big content creators, I'm at about a 1/6 of their price, if not less. So I'm doing my best to make them timely, get good results, and keep it as cheap as possible. And I'd love to help you guys. If you have more simple questions or just want to ask me questions, feel free to join my Discord. I will leave that link in the description below as well. And I'm always happy to get to know you guys and walk you through those types of things. So that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. We're going to continue testing new unkillable compositions. I'll put those videos out about every other day. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.